Hi folks, it's Mark Merrill with Firm. This special edition is important for everybody from York to Kittery, Freiburg to Lubeck, and especially some warnings for the citizens of the greater Portland, Maine area. It seems the Portland City Council has joined forces with some leftist activist coalitions, they call them, versus the entire state of Maine when it comes to protecting immigrants. They're putting out an ICE watch hotline forced on all Maine communities to inform and protect illegal immigrants. So, folks, here's what's been posted on social media platforms and sites from the Portland City Council leaders and a progressive left-wing radical group promoting calls from private citizens around Maine to, quote, watch for ICE and Border Patrol officers, according to members of the Maine Immigrants' Rights Coalition and the People's Coalition for Safety and Justice. They've combined and have also stated that this so-called hotline will help people from having to rely on internet posts or word of mouth. Let's just get the word out and, attack all law-abiding citizens in favor of the illegal immigrants. You want an earful, folks? This is where you come right here on Firm, Fairness in Reporting Media. Mark Merrill here. Here's what the hotline sounds like. Let's get this started.
Thank you for calling the Maine Ice Watch hotline. The line is open Monday to Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. and 5 to 9 p.m. To leave a voicemail in English, press 1.
Para español, oprima 2.
Pour le français, appuyez sur 3.
Thank you for calling the ICE Watch hotline. The line is open Monday to Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. and 5 to 9 p.m. To leave a voicemail in English, press 1.
Thank you for calling the Maine Ice Watch hotline. The line is open Monday to Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. and 5 to 9 p.m. To leave a voicemail in English, press 1.
Para español, oprima 2.
Pour le français, appuyez sur 3.
Please leave your first name, phone number, and a short message, and we'll return your call as soon as we can.
That's what it is, folks. As for the Federal Department of Homeland Security, the Federal Department of Justice, and ICE, here's something everybody needs to know. We're going to get to the second part of our program here in just a moment. This is unjustifiably horrible, insane attacks on free Americans in this country. They want to do this in the state of Maine. They're already doing this in Chicago. God knows where, at the southern border of California. No thanks to Slick Willie Newsom. But check this out, folks, right here. And you want to take down this information. This is from the federal government, ladies and gentlemen, to report illegal aliens. It's the law. And there's the number that you can call. It says on the poster, in this part you can't read that well, but here it is. If you would like to report illegal aliens, please call Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. They will need to know names, locations, either workplaces or residences, and any other specific information you can provide. For more information, please visit ice.gov, ice.gov, 1-866-DHS-2-ICE, or 866-347-2423. You want to play rough? Mills, Fecto, Fry, Stewart, Sarah Gideon, Stewart. You want to play rough? This is the federal government. It's got nothing to do with Donald Trump. He handpicked the people to lead the Department of Homeland Security. and Tom Homan for ICE and his Border Patrol officers. Handpicked! You want to play rough and do away with us? Maybe we should invoke the Second Amendment for all 1,400,000 Maine residents in this state who own over 400 million guns. How's that? It's about 2 or 3 to each person, wouldn't you say, folks? Yeah. You want to question me? Go right ahead. 207-313-1139. That's for firm. Fairness in Reporting Media, Mark Merrill. I have the number on me 24/7. Or email if you want to spout a little more. Or help us out. fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. Now, going back to the other side, unfortunately, part of our job here, ladies and gentlemen, to protect the law-abiding citizens of our state. We'll get back to this one here in just a moment. But here's some additional audio here, folks, as to how your TV news and newspapers report events dealing with ICE and illegal aliens in this country, not to mention the state of Maine. This is WGME TV 13 out of Portland. And this is how much time they gave these morons to promote violence and attacks against ICE and Border Patrol agents. Hear this one, folks, and hear it well. Here's our introduction. Part 2, October 24th. Today, ICE officials are being undermined as Maine launches an ICE Watch hotline to inform and protect immigrants. Whoever the hell set up this damn hotline to destroy our federal DHS and ICE officers from doing their jobs, investigate this and stop the hate and violence against Maine citizens. Here's a brief excerpt from a report from WGME TV in Portland.
Meant to address fears and frustrations related to ICE. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Grinling.
And I'm Greg Lagerquist. An ICE Watch hotline, similar to ones created in other states, is now live right here in Maine. Now, leaders say it's not about interfering, but rather about alerting and informing the community.
CBS 13's Max Williams was in Portland for today's announcement and explains how the hotline will work and why some say it's the wrong step to take.
Flyers like this one will be passed around to businesses around the state. Community leaders say the hotline is not just a number, it's a lifeline to protecting immigrant families.
But we, the people, will not let fear define our streets. The threat from this administration is strangling the life from our communities, and I take that personally.
Passionate statements from local leaders on Thursday in Portland as they announced the launch of a hotline meant to protect immigrants and their families who may be fearful of seeing ICE on Main streets.
Our families, our friends, our neighbors are afraid to go to school, to work, to worship, to the hospital, to the store.
Members of the Maine Immigrants' Rights Coalition and People's Coalition for Safety and Justice say the ICE Watch hotline will help people from having to rely on internet posts or word of mouth.
So we know that this tactic is effective in deterring law enforcement activity.
Crystal Cron is one of the hotline organizers. She says once the number is called, you will be connected to a volunteer operator where you can either get supportive advice or report that agents are in your area. They'll also take a step further, sending people to the location to interact with the agents and answer any questions from anyone involved. Are you for this?
A hotline to protect criminals is absolutely obscene.
Betsy Smith is a spokesperson for the National Police Association, which supports American law enforcement. She believes this hotline only hurts the community.
Because it prevents law enforcement from arresting criminal illegal aliens. It's dangerous, it's unconstitutional, and it's un-American.
In Portland, Max Williams, CBS 13 News.
That's all there was to that report, folks. Big, long report of 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Big damn deal. I have some more to report here, ladies and gentlemen, besides these pictures. And we will show you the one particular one before we read some more information from the Maine Immigrants' Rights Coalition, People's Coalition for Safety and Justice, they call themselves, and the Portland City Council. That's who's starting all this garbage. There. They are. That's all there is to it. It's ridiculous. And here, as we'll get to that information for you in just a couple of minutes here, possibly even less. Be just a second here, and we'll put that right up here for you folks so you can see exactly what it is. But there's that number right there, right straight across, as some volunteers were there while this councilwoman in the blue hair decided that she was going to be the spokesperson for that line that you can call apparently during those hours. Here's more. As you can see here, folks, this is not exactly something that we should be smiling about or laughing about because they think that they have the upper hand on the rest of Maine citizens. And how appropriate and how timely that these things came across onto the media through just a 2-minute blurb from WGME out of Portland. Well, this man is grinning from ear to ear, showing here about the call the hotline of the 207-544-9899 and gives details as to what you need to do, as you already just heard. So as we continue here, folks, we here at FIRM are promoting the federal government, Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security. Call them instead to report illegal aliens directly to ICE. We at FIRM will begin posting and making copies for law-abiding citizens to be aware of their obligations and rights to be safe and secure in their communities here in Maine, and to destroy postings of hate and violence from these leftist radicals. The links also for ICE and DHS are pretty direct, folks. For immigration, it's I-C-E.gov. And for the Department of Homeland Security, it's DHS.gov. But as we continue on, after that news report about the ICE Watch Hotline and to inform and protect immigrants, notice they don't call them illegals. That was reported by WGME on October 23rd. A Portland City Councilor, Pius Ali, said, "We the people will not let fear define our streets." Stealing our thunder here, folks. We're the people, not him. That's for damn sure. And also, as Miss Betsy Smith, who's, as you heard, a spokesperson, will say it again, for the National Police Association, supports American law enforcement, a hotline to protect criminals is insane and obscene, dangerous and unconstitutional, as you heard her say. The hotline went live on Thursday, October 18th. Check that. October 16th. The hotline went live on Thursday, October 16th, 544-9989. Volunteers are going to be there to take calls during the morning hours from 6 to 10 and in the evening hours from 5 to 9 p.m. Those being said already, folks, as we continue on here, we also sent some of these copies of information to report illegal aliens. It's the law, the poster we have up here, and we'll show it to you again momentarily, to several upholding and law-abiding organizations in the state of Maine, Central Maine and beyond. Post this everywhere you can, ladies and gentlemen, to offset the horrendous filth and evil of this unconstitutional, tyrannical, and law-breaking Portland City Council and the circulation of these foolish posters promoting an ICE hotline to inform and protect immigrants. The link from that promoter and reporter on WGME-13 TV is WGME.com/main-launches-ice-watch-hotline. You can contact us here at Firm two ways. Our phone is 207-313-1139. Have it on me all the time. Not quite sleeping with it, but I'm thinking it over. Or email us at fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. Another one, folks. As you see, Miss Wonderful here, the blue-haired lady, was running down the instructions for Maine citizens to report ICE agents A press conference at Portland City Hall was launched October 23rd as well. Federal immigration enforcement actions picking up in cities across the country. A coalition of groups in Maine was launching this hotline to protect immigrants against harassment and detention. Oh, well, that's too bad. Oh, cry, cry, cry. They said, quote, from the Portland at-large city councilor, Pius Ali, who we mentioned a few minutes ago. It's a lifeline for families, he says, a bridge for neighbors, and a promise that no one in our community will face fear alone. Oh, but law-abiding citizens in the state of Maine are alone? What the hell? Crystal Cron, executive director of Presente, Maine. I didn't make it up, folks. Presente, exclamation point, Maine, Presente, Maine. Crystal Cron said this isn't about panic, it's about protection. Quote, it's about staying informed, connected, and ready to act together. When ICE shows up, we show up too. Not with fear, but with solidarity. Oh, really? You better not be packing heat, Miss Cron. Or you might have one in your face. I'm going to call him out, folks. This reporter is not afraid of anybody or any human being. Not while God still exists. Always has, always will. This hotline is a step, she said, towards the community we all deserve. No, we don't. No, with fear-mongering and threats. One rooted in trust, care, and collective defense. I can almost not read this anymore, folks. The hotline has already trained over 150 volunteers, both as operators to receive calls as well as verifiers to confirm or refute reported sightings of immigrant enforcement activity. I don't know about that. While there are already volunteers across the state of Maine, she says, whether that's true or not remains to be seen. Cron said they are seeking more in rural areas. Beware, folks. Beware of these people pushing these posters, especially if you see them pushing posters like what he's holding, or even closer up so you can see it. That's right. Call the hotline. Enhancing immigrant lives for a stronger Maine. Ouch. As we conclude, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Merrill here with Firm. Here's the hotline right here for Department of Homeland Security to report illegal aliens. Their shield says U.S. Customs and Border Protection. That's the shield. For more information, contact ice.gov, ice.gov, and there's the number, 866-DHS-2-ICE, 866-DHS-2-ICE. We will be posting and making copies and promoting them and passing them out to local law enforcement first, since they patrol the streets to protect and to serve law-abiding citizens. As always, Mark Merrill. Have your back, ladies and gentlemen. For truth, facts, reality, and common sense, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. So help me God. Peace to all.